the main reason I became very defensive after my divorce was because I hadn't realized the survival tools that I created in order to survive that unhealthy environment, that marriage. Because up until I filed for divorce, I thought I had to make this work. I thought this is going to work. I was forcing something that wasn't going to work, and it didn't fit. Kind of like Legos, they don't go together. Certain pieces, right? Same thing, it didn't go together. Hey, you just made a bad decision, and everything that comes with this bad decision is everything that you're experiencing is just a reflection of this bad decision. Instead of me really owning that and accepting that this isn't going to work for me, I tried to make something work that wasn't, and I deceived myself, and in that deception I caused myself more pain. And when I think about it, I actually felt like when I was in that marriage, I had to be with him. I had to stay in this marriage, but I didn't have to stay in that marriage. What was keeping me in that marriage was the fear of the opinions of others. What will people say about me? I'm a failure. I didn't make this work. My own negative thoughts about myself. Not the fact that this person is abusing you in a sense, not the fact that this person is mistreating you, not the fact that this environment is unhealthy, not the fact that you're going into a depression and you've never suffered with depression in your life. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's so interesting how I was willing to overlook my pain for the opinions of others, the approval of others, for the it's an illusion, for the illusion. I was willing to sacrifice myself for an illusion. You see what I'm saying? For years, actually. Confronting myself on why I stayed in a marriage that was so unhealthy and detrimental to my self-esteem and value, worth. On why did I feel I had to? There's a difference between getting to be with someone and feeling like you have to do something. And I wanted to know, why did I feel like I had to stay until I couldn't take any more abuse? Is that what relationships are made of? I'm supposed to stay in this relationship until I'm bleeding, sweating, and in tears, until I've lost my complete self-identity. That's when I can leave. What's behind the mind of an individual who feels like they have to stay in an abusive relationship, in an environment that isn't serving them, that is actually detrimental to their self-esteem and self-worth? All the apprehensions I had at the beginning of the marriage were the same reasons I left the marriage. So obviously those weren't the actual reasons. Those were my excuses that made me feel comfortable in my own deception. And instead of just allowing and submitting to my new reality, this isn't working. And in spite of the opinions of others, I'm going to do what's best for me and my well-being, and that is to leave this environment. All I'm doing is prolonging the inevitable because I'm so attached to my expectation. I'm so attached to controlling my life, my marriage, my man. You see what I'm saying? Trying to get a man to behave in a way that suits and is suitable to me, that's comfortable to me. Obviously, the way he's behaving is who he is. And that's why we aren't getting along. You see what I'm saying? But had I paid attention and been honest with myself about this reality, I wouldn't have had to suffer. I wouldn't have had to create survival tools that were detrimental to my future self. You see what I'm saying? The self that was going to be out the divorce and was going to be dating, but now I have all this baggage. I have these insecurities. I have defensiveness. I'm angry, and I'm trying to, dress myself like a beautiful flower. But however, it doesn't matter how finely packaged a container is or a bottle of water. If the contents within that bottle of water are contaminated, the water is contaminated. The vessel is contaminated. And I was acting from a contaminated place. I was sick inside. I started off saying I felt uncertainty. That uncertainty that I felt was trust. I didn't feel like I could trust anyone, but that's because I couldn't trust myself anymore. I had shown myself that what was more important was trying to make a marriage work that wasn't working. What was more important were the opinions of others and not my well-being. What was more important was how people looked or thought about me versus really just being who I am and owning that and allowing people to show me if they even will receive me. I was rejecting myself. Every time I had conversations about divorcing, and instead of listening to my intuition, instead of going with what was best for myself, I listened to a partner who wasn't participating in the marriage. You see what I'm saying? Deceiving myself for what? For the inevitable. Because again, the same reasons why I left in the end were the same reasons why I wanted to leave in the beginning. All I did was prolong time because I was attached to my expectation. I was attached to a false hope. It's a false hope because he's already shown me who he is on many occasions. And the sad part is that I'm just not believing him because I'm so attached to what I want, to my expectation, to whatever I thought the meaning of marriage was, to my religion, that I'm unwilling to see the knowledge in front of me. And God says my people die for a lack of knowledge. It's not because the knowledge ain't there. You're just choosing not to believe it. Choose ye this day. You're just choosing. In life, you make choices. No one had a gun to my head the whole time I was married. I could have left on any day, the same way I left when I did leave. And once I had that knowledge, having freedom of choice, if I would have been a good steward over my life, over my health and well-being, I would not have thought that suffering was what I had to do. That was my ignorance. Now that I have come to a conscious awareness of myself and of being a good steward over my life, being a good steward over my health and wellness. The reward is having this new opportunity to get the relationship that I deserve, to have the experiences that I'm worthy of, to apply my knowledge and gain the results of that knowledge applied.